Hey, what's up, everybody? It's JIB here. I'm just getting back from my OTS championship yesterday. I went 9-0 in Swiss, finishing first. I won the whole tournament. I played Adventure Spright. My matchups were 1 Libromancer, 1 Guru, and then 7 Terra Element decks. So yeah, here's what I played. I played 3 copies of Blue, 3 copies of Jet, 3 copies of Starter. They're the main engine of the deck. Then for the utility ones, I played 1 Red, 1 Pixie. I didn't play Carrot in the main. I didn't think that it was that good. And then 1 copy of Smashers. That's it for the Spright cards. For the Frogs, 3 copies of Swamp Frog, 1 Ronin Totem. That's all I think you really need in this version of the deck. 2 Frog potentially could be good in like a pure deck. For the adventure stuff, 3 copies of Water, 2 copies of Right, 1 copy of Griffin, 1 copy of Faithful, 1 copy of Dracoback, and then Foolish as the honorary adventure card. And it's good with another engine in the deck we'll get to. This engine overperformed. I think is way better than the runic cards, in my personal opinion. Because this card by itself cracks a lot of Terra Element boards. Terra Element can't interact with these cards very well because you summon a token, you get the Dracoback, you can bounce their Collider Heart, bounce their Sullic. They can't like chain their Sullic, they can't like chain a Hoffness in hand. Like, it deals with the engine very well and it helps you push very well going second into like all the rogue decks also, which I thought was like very good. And you get to keep your battle phase. Then for the last engine in the deck, play 2 Nimble Beaver, 1 Nimble Angler. I didn't want to play I didn't want to play a lot of these. I thought these cards were kind of like bricks. You only really want to see Angler plus Right, which is really powerful. But like sometimes, because you never want to see like Beaver plus Water or Beaver plus Right, it becomes very awkward. These were just like tucked away in the deck, and I can just like get to this with Foolish. If I ever drew Foolish and didn't have level 2s, I can just dump this, get 2 of these out the deck. It was fine. I didn't really draw it that much, but that's fine. I didn't want to draw it that much. And then for the last part of the deck, I played Hand Traps over Board Breakers. I thought the Hand Traps were just way better than Board Breakers. 3 Nibiru, 3 Veiler, 3 Imperm. I think these were just the 9 best Hand Traps. And then for locals, I decided to play Ash over a card like DD Crow or Bell. I still think Ash is a good card. I know a lot of people aren't liking Ash right now. I think Ash just like hits a lot of the power spells and power monster effects. And for the last card in the main deck, I played 1 copy of Cobalt. It's just a broken card. Yeah, that's it for the main deck. For the extra deck, for the Xyz, 2 Gigantic Spright, 1 Toad, 1 Onabamaru, Zeus package. Then I decided to play Cat Shark. I valued being able to kill the Tier Element opponent once you break their board on the first turn. That's another reason why, again, yeah, that's like the main reason why I didn't play the runic cards. I think if you go into a grind game against Tier Element, like a lot of the times you'll lose because you just have to burn multiple interruptions on like every single one of their cards. Like all of their cards like force interruptions. You're just gonna run out of like interruptions faster than them, especially if they can use their battle phase to keep on killing your elves. Like, it becomes like really bad. So that's it for the Xyz. Then for the Link monsters, 3 Elf, Heart and Soul of the deck, 1 Dark. I played 1 copy of Masquerado, 1 Zeraboros. I saw this from like some of the European players. I really liked it. I never actually went into it, but like just having this in my extra deck, I felt really safe going into like grind games against Terra Element. And against back row matchups, you can end on like Elf plus IP. They set all their cards and you just Zeraboros them. I had the option to do that one game, but I decided not to because I was like just too far ahead. And then for the last card, I played Pit Knight. In theory, is really good against Terra Element because like when you get rid of your Toad, if they start with like their spell cards, then they commit to a monster. You don't really, like, usually if you don't have the Pit Knight on the board, you can't really, like, interact with that first monster effect. But, like, if they, like, summon a monster, then you go chain Elf, bring back Toad, chain Pit Knight, you negate their monster. So it, like, helps with that interaction there. So it just gives, like, an extra interaction when you don't have, like, Toad on the board at the moment. So that's it for the extra deck. For the side deck, 1 Red Resonator you have to play. It's the time card. For my Floodgate of choice, 3 copies of Summon Limit. Shout out to Mega Capital G for letting me borrow these. I thought this card was just broken. I thought it was good against Tier Element, and it's good against Spright, and then it's also really good against Flunderies, which was a matchup I was kind of afraid of. I just think this card is really good against everything. Then one copy of Pink is just a generic Broken Ghost second card into Rogue decks and the mirror. It's not that good into Tear Element. Oh, my bad. Not that good into Tear Element, but it's good into like all the Rogue decks and stuff. So it's good for like a local environment. For all the back removal I played one Feather Duster, one Reboot. I sided the Carrot and the second Smashers for certain matchups, and it performed well. I sided those cards in a lot. And then 2 Cosmic Cyclone. I thought this was enough for back removal. Usually I wouldn't play Feather Duster if this was like a YCS or something. I'd probably play something like this. But like for locals, and I expected like a lot of Rogue and like back row decks, people trying to like cheese, I put in the Feather Duster. And then for the last 4 cards in my side deck, I sided 3 copies of Gamma, 1 Driver. I decided to play this over Shifter and Gamma Burst. I think like tier players understand now that that's like the line. So like they'll at least set a monster, or like, yeah, they'll at least set a monster in order to like protect from you just like OTKing them. So like you don't get like a lot of the value from that combo. So that's it for the deck. Once again, shout out to my team, shout out to my sponsors, shout out to all my friends that I test with, shout out to the barbershop, best testing group, shout out to my Twitch that I'm about to start, JIB_YuGiOh. We're going to be doing a lot of testing for Minneapolis, which I'll be attending. A lot of testing with the Darkwing Blast cards. So yeah, look out for that. Thank you. Have a great day.